Good morning, my dear student. I am BISWA lecturer in IT in Nalanda Close to Science College. So, students, till now we discuss what is file-based system, and limitation of file-based system. So, today we will discuss some more important point of file-based system limitation. So, what we today is discuss some important point of limitation of file-based system. Then the next topic is database system, why we should use database system, and what are the limitations between file-based system and database system. So the most important limitation of file-based system are file-based system. The first point is in file-based system, data are stored in file and each file are one file independent from another file. So due to the independent in nature, it leads to the inconsistency and redundancy of data. And also we can access, if we want to access data in file-based system, it is not so easy because data are scattered in different files. That's why to access the data more than one file, it is difficult. So the first point is in file-based system, each file is independent from one another, which leads, due to independent nature, it leads to the difficult to access data from more than one file. Duplication of data means data redundancy and inconsistency. That's the second point. In file-based system, if we want to access data from file, we write some program or we write a procedure. If I change the format of the program, structure of the file, if I store data, this one is roll number, name and mark. So between, you will find there is a space between roll number, name and mark. If in program 1 I apply space by using tab, and in another program if I use by using space tab, then for program 1 I write one program, and for program 2 and for format 1 and format 2. For format 2 I must write another program. So the most important point is it is program dependent. File-based system is program dependent. Then the third one, when the amount of data is more, it is too difficult to manage the file-based system. These are the most important limitation. Important point of limitation. So again, in file-based system, files are independent from one another, due to which it leads to the duplication of data, inconsistency of data, and difficult to access the data. Second point, program dependent. Program dependent means I must write a program to access or manage the data using file-based system. The next one, the third one, when the amount of data is more, it is too difficult to handle file-based system. So to overcome this problem, we use database system. So what is database? Before entering into the topic of database, let us discuss or let us assume one scenario. On the early days, we store all the contact detail. When we are using a land phone, on that time we use a small book where we store our all related information or contact detail of all person. So in that book there is no indexing system. So there is a notebook. In that notebook we store all the name and phone number. So there is no indexing system on that book. That's why we cannot easily find the name. So there is difficult to find the name because there is no indexing system. So next, later on we move to the cell phone. So now we are using cell phone. So in cell phone there is an application called contact app. So in contact app we can easily store our contact detail. So in contact detail you will find name, organization, phone number, email, groups, when you click address, web address, notes and nickname and many more. So if I want to store contact detail of a person, then by using cell phone we can easily store related data of a person. Like that, if I want to store more contact detail, it can be easily stored in a mobile phone. So when I search the contact detail by typing the name or typing the phone number, I can easily access the number. If I want to update the name or update the address, then easily type the name, then update the. If I want to delete, then yes, just type the name and delete the contact detail. So as compared to the previous one, in phone book or phone diary, it is difficult to find the name and update the name or delete the name. But in later, when we use cell phone, it is easy because there is a software which manages all this. It stores data and we can update and delete the detail by using mobile phone. So in mobile phone, we store the contact detail. Contact detail in the sense phone number, name, address, email and many other related of a person. All this data are called as interrelated data. So in database, so what is a database? A database is a place or a data structure where we can store logically interrelated data. Logically interrelated data means name, phone number, email, address of an entity. Like that we can store more number of record. So database, what is a database? A database is a place where, or we can also say a database is a data structure where we can store logically interrelated data. Related data, so name, phone number all are related to each other but in logical way. So database is a place where we can store interrelated data. So a database store large amount of data. So database store large amount of data and we can easily handle, means database can easily handle when the amount of data is large or more. So you can, by using database you can handle more amount of data. And the third point, in database all interrelated data are stored in one place. In file-based system, files are independent in nature. There is no link between one file to another file. But in database all interrelated data are stored in a single place. That's why we can easily access and manage the data. Again student, so what is a database? A database is a place where we can store logically interrelated data. So when one data related or linked with another data, that is called interrelated data. So a database store large amount of data and it can easily handle large amount of data. In case of file-based system, when the data amount is more, it is difficult to manage the. In file-based system, when the data amount is more, it is difficult to manage. But in database system, we can easily handle the large amount of data. Okay. Then the third point, due to all the interrelated data, all the interrelated data are stored in a one place, due to which we can easily access and manage the data. Fourth point, in a database, data are stored and organized. Stored in an organized manner. So all data, interrelated data, are stored in an organized and predefined structure. Organized and predefined structure means roll number, name, mark, address. So in a predefined structure. So the structure is already defined. And the fifth one, multiple user. Important point is multiple user can access the database at a time, which is called as concurrent access. So when more than multiple user access the same database at the same time, that is called as concurrent access. So again, what is a database? A database is a place where we can store logically interrelated data. In database, we can store large amount of data. Database can easily handle the large amount of data. All the interrelated data are stored in one place. That's why we can easily access and manage the data. Fourth one, database. In database, data are stored in an organized and systematic way or predefined structure. Multiple user can access the database at a time. That this point is multiple user can access a database at a time means concurrent access. So these are some important points of database. So how can we store large amount of data? When we create a database, so at the first point is, if I want to store large amount of data or interrelated data in a database, my first step is I must create a database. So after creating of database, we can store all the interrelated data. Again, student, so if I want to store all the interrelated data in a database, then at first I should create a database. After creation of database, I insert data into database. Then after we can easily access and manage the data because all the interrelated data are stored in a one place. So all these activities means creation of database, insertion of data, then access of data or updation of data. All these activities are performed by a software called as Dbms. The software name is called as Dbms. Again, that software name is called as Dbms. So what is Dbms? It is a software. So what is the function of Dbms? So Dbms is a software which is used to create data, insert data into database, access data, update the data, or we can also delete the data from database. So next we discuss what are the difference between database and file based system. So student, let us discuss what are the difference between a file based system and Dbms. So what is a file based system? A file based system is a software which is used to create file and store data in a file. So by using file based system, we can create file and manage the file. In Dbms, next up, Dbms is also a software which is used to create a database, as already discussed. So what is Dbms? It is a database management system. Database, a software management system means a software which is used to manage the database. So Dbms, database management system. So what is a DBMS? DBMS is a software only. So what is the function of DBMS? It is used to create a database and manage the database. Manage the database means we can insert data, we can update data, we can delete the data, we can access also the data. Access the data, insert the data, update and delete the data. So by using DBMS, we can create and manage the database. Then the second point, data redundancy is higher in file-based system. As we already discussed that in file-based system, related data are stored in different files and all files are not linked with each other or one another. Due to independent in nature, there is a possibility of data redundancy. So let us take an example. Here, this one is your student detail table and this one is your student library. So this one is a one type of file, file 1, and this one is file 2. So in file 1, we store roll number, name, address, Aadhaar card number and photo, related data of student. In student library, again we store similar data, roll number, name, address, library card number, book issue, author and date of issue. So now there is no integrity constraint and there is no link between these files. That's why in file-based system we can find duplication of data, means same data 10, the student roll number is 10 and whose name is Ram and the address is Bangalore. The same data we will find in student library file also, because there is no link between these two files and all the related file data are scattered. So and not in organized manner. Roll number 10, name Rama and address Bangalore. The same data will find both in student detail file and in student library file. So the duplicacy of data is called as data redundancy. So more in case of file-based system, data redundancy is more. But in DBMS, data redundancy is low. There is also a chance of duplication of data in DBMS because it also stores data in file-based system. In DBMS, it also stores data in file format. But this file format is different from file-based system file format. So data redundancy is low. So one point again, DBMS store data in file format, but the format of file-based system and the format of database management system file is different from one another. In file-based system, there is no link between file because each file independent from one another. But in DBMS, one file is related to another file. So third point, data consistency is very low. Data consistency means consistency in the sense similar data in different place. If we found the similar data in different place, then it is called as consistency. Due to duplicate in nature, we will find in file-based system we will find duplicate data due to independent nature. So due to independent in nature, the same data we will find in different file. So imagine a situation if the student address changed from Bangalore to this one Mysore. So the student Ram moved from Bangalore to Mysore. In student detail, I update the address from Bangalore to Mysore. I forgot to update the address in student library file. So I forgot to update the address of Rama from Bangalore to Mysore. So in this case, here you will find the address of Rama Mysore, and in this case here you will find the address of Rama as Bangalore. So we forgot to update the data. This is called inconsistency. So different data in two places, that is called inconsistency. So data consistency is low, data consistency is high. Why? Because all the related data are stored in one place. So if I update, because all the data are stored in same place, when I update, all the updated data is reflected at the same time. Then the sharing, due to all the data in file-based system, sharing is difficult. Why? Because there is no link between file. So sharing of data is easy because links are in database management. All files are linked with one another. Then manage data is difficult. Why so? Because in file-based system, files are independent in nature. One file is not linked with another file in file-based system. That's why it is difficult to manage data in file-based system. But in database, though all the data are stored in a same place, that's why manage data is very easy. Manage data is very easy. Very easy. So we can easily manage the data in database management system. So file-based system is suitable when the amount of data is very low. On that case, when the data amount is very low, in that case only we can use file-based system. So it is suitable for handling low amount of data. Database management system is used to handle large amount of data. By using Dbms software, we can easily handle large amount of data. Then concurrent access, as we already discussed, concurrent means multiple user access the same file or same database at the same time. Concurrent means multiple user access the data at the same time. So concurrent access is not possible in file-based system, and in Dbms concurrent access is possible. Student, there are some few difference between file-based system and database management system. There is also 5 to 10 other different also present. Computer related database is a place or data structure where you store your all logical interrelated data. You can easily access the data because all the data are stored in a one place, and all data in a database stored in one place, and that data are organized and structured. So then come to the next point, the difference between file-based system and database system. Next, on my next lecture, we will discuss difference between database management system and relational database management system. Till then, thank you.